What is up, you guys? Matt McKeever here, and so today's video, I got a special treat with you. Today's video is going to be myself and Dan Warren, and we're going to be discussing how, as real estate investors, we may be net worth wealthy, but often it can feel like we're actually quite broke. And so it's a constant struggle between refinancing, getting access to the equity you've built up, burning your investment properties, and actually having cash in the bank. Because one of the biggest problems guys like myself and Dan constantly fall victim to is the idea of going buying one more property, getting one more deal, getting one more profit center, getting one more cash flowing property. It's an addiction, really. You guys, please send money to our charity to help us with our addiction. But no, in all seriousness, this is actually a really cool, very candid conversation that I don't think you get from many real estate investors. And so I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you want to see more of these real talks with myself and other investors like Dan Warren, jump in the comment section and give us feedback, because let's face it, we need your feedback. We need the feedback loop if we're going to keep making this video. So if I'm going to keep spending the time, the money, the energy on this shit. So if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, and let's just dive into it.
Stand up straight.
Get the posture on check. Alrighty, good?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. What is up, you guys? Matt McKeever here with my good buddy Dan Warren. Say hi, Dan.
Hello.
And so we thought we'd have kind of an interesting talk with you guys. Just between filming a couple of our videos, we started kind of joking about how we're always broke. And it's both a joke and the truth at the same time. It's kind of an awkward, or it's a strange thing that I think a lot of people don't realize about real estate investing. And so before you break out your tiny violin, you know, we thought we'd leave this up in the background where we're showing you all the student rental properties we own, so don't weep too hard on our behalf. But it is true. And so the thing is, you know, you can be building up a large portfolio of real estate and all this equity, but you can't always necessarily get access to that equity via cash. And so that's kind of what we mean as we're always broke. So I'll maybe start off first, and we'll probably just kind of spitball. There's really no format to this video, but so the thing is, the moment I get any breathing room, you know, the way my business model works, I'm often burning these properties. So I'm buying it, renovating it, re-renting it out, and then refinancing and going to repeat the process. And what that looks like is, you know, I'll maybe buy property for say 100 or 200,000, spend 20 or 40,000 on renovations, refinance it, and get all my money out, and sometimes even a little bit of extra money. But usually what's happened is, the moment I know what money I'm going to get out, I've already lined up the next purchase. So that cash barely ever even touches my bank account. Like, I've literally had it where my lawyer just keeps the money because like a week from now he knows that he needs it in order for the next purchase. And so that's kind of how, it's one of those things where like, I'm not poor on a net worth statement, but I look very poor from a cash perspective. So like, I just don't have mounds of money sitting in the bank account. And me and Dan were kind of joking earlier that not only can I not keep cash in my bank because there's always another deal or potential deal, I can't even just keep a clean line of credit. You know, the moment that I pay off that $50,000 line of credit, I start getting an itch. And I'm just like, man, that could be another down payment. And so, Dan, do you want to kind of share just some of your experiences with that too, or?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, basically, yeah, I do the same thing. It's just max all the lines of credit. You know, use that. You see that money for the down payment, and you can't help yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the deals keep coming. So, I mean, that's good. It's good in the manner.
Yeah. And so, were you always there mentally? Like, because I know a lot of people at first, when they first start thinking about real estate investing, they think, I'm going to buy an income property and then I'm going to pay it off and be mortgage free. And like, I can remember being that person,
that's,
you know,
awesome.
7 years ago. Funny. And like now it's just like, oh, you know, like it seems so naive now for me, because leverage is kind of what is so powerful about real estate in the first place. So from day one, did you have that perspective that leverage was your friend? Or have you grown more accustomed to it and started like, you know, stretching your limits and your comfort level over time?
Yeah, like when I really started doing that was when I got into student housing. When I started doing that and I started doing lots of deals, then I started to realize, okay, it's all about leverage. So yeah, just spend all your money and, well, invest all your money, but it's still the same thing happening where the bank account's getting low.
You can still have that scared feeling regardless of whether you spent all your money on consumables or you spent it on the next investment. And it's definitely something I know I've grown more and more accustomed with. When I bought my first principal residence, I was focused on paying off that mortgage as fast as possible. So like originally at one point in time, I got it to the point where within 5 years I'd be mortgage free on it. Mm-hmm. And now I have like a $120,000 line of credit on it, you know, like, or a home equity line of credit on it. And so I can't imagine myself ever paying it off now unless I sell that property and have to pay off that line of credit. So it's interesting because I see so many first time or aspiring real estate investors get hyped up about the idea of investing in real estate, but then they haven't fully came to terms with the idea of leverage. And so I think the way that you're able to sleep at night, even if you say have all your lines of credit maxed or your credit card maxed, is that you know that the cash flow from those properties can in theory service the debt. Is that kind of how you find how you sleep at night, or do you sleep at night?
Sure. Yeah, no, I do. I just have always thought like it's I just think about the cash flow, like you said, and it's like if it's a good deal, it doesn't matter how you get it, how much interest rate you have to pay on it. If it's a good deal, it'll work into the numbers. But yeah, like for myself, I was over 100% leveraged, like on a lot of stuff, just because it's like just get as much leverage as you possibly can on good deals. Like don't leverage is just to so you can lose money every month. You lose you leverage so you can make more than you're making. So, but yeah, like getting back to talking about the cash the cash in the bank situation. It's like now it's like, okay, maybe you want to give some of that away so that you can get a partner. He can use he or she can use their money, and then you can kind of just say, oh, okay, well, I've got this cushion in the bank and it's going to be good. You don't have to worry so much, and then you can just get partnerships from there. So it's maybe worth it as well to do some JV partnerships.
And so joint ventures are a great way to reduce your financial burden, particularly if you're going to say be the expert or the deal finder. You can present it at your joint venture partner, and that definitely was my plan. That like I'd be like, okay, this is how I'm never going to get myself back into a corner again. This is how I'm never going to feel that kind of cash crunch. But what ended up happening for at least me in reality is then I just end up having multiple joint ventures going on at the same time. And what ends up happening is I'm not putting down any of the money on the down payments or anything like that. But all of a sudden now I have like 5 properties tied up, and I maybe have a $5,000 deposit check there, a $10,000 deposit check there, this, that, and the other. And then in addition, I'm floating the renovations. Yeah. So what ends up happening is like, I still find myself constantly stretched thin. And again, this is one of those things where I'm not saying it's even inherently a bad thing. It's just something that you need to grow more and more comfortable with if you want to continue kind of growing your real estate portfolio. I do think that stress is a good thing, that stress can create growth, or like most growth only comes from stress, whether that's, almost any type of growth. So I do get it, but I definitely do struggle the same way Michael Rosehart, who's been on here earlier, has constantly asked like, what's enough? And so that's something I know I'm constantly debating with myself. Like, at what point am I going to say, you know what, Matt, that's enough. Stop stressing yourself out. Yeah. And me and Dan we were talking about earlier, and you kind of mentioned that you were hoping the market was going to kind of price you out. And I agree. I was kind of hoping that the market would get so hot that I'd just be like, oh, there's no good deals. My hands are clean. I no longer have to be responsible for not buying good deals simply because there are none. But it seems like then we just start looking harder to find good deals.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. All measures in order to get it. And I don't know. Maybe I should pare back on my holdings, like get rid of a few properties so that we can do other deals. But that doesn't seem smart from a tax perspective.
Yeah,
so
there's definitely tax consequences, and like I know I constantly just have this little voice in the back of my head that's like, but couldn't you just do both? And usually that voice always wins somehow. That little voice is like, oh, but like if we just got another line of credit from here, or if we borrowed hard money from there, we could just clobber this all together and you don't even have to sell that property, and now you got another one. More is more, right? And that voice always wins out in my head. I'm not saying it's the right choice, guys. I just thought this would kind of be a fun video to discuss, because while you can be seeing substantial success and growth in your real estate portfolio, it may not actually be making its way into your pockets, right? Like, you know, I feel like my net worth statement's swole, but my pockets definitely aren't. So, yeah, was there anything else on the subject matter you kind of want to share with the audience, Dan?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be involved with bigger pockets, because it's like pockets get emptied out, eh? So.
Yeah, it's true. It's just, it's fascinating, kind of the hedonistic adaptation, at least I know my brain or my processes have towards this, where the moment I see that clearing, you know, I can see that there's peace in front of me. All it takes is one bored night, and I'm deep on the MLS or Realtor.ca, looking up deals, hitting up Jeff for info on Geo Warehouse, and anyways, I'd love to hear your guys' perspective, whether you're just starting out in real estate investing, or whether you have a portfolio similar to us, or if your portfolio is 10x ours. We'd love it for you guys to jump in the comment section down below and share your experiences. Are you cash poor? Are you constantly having this balancing mechanism between growing and feeling comfortable? And just let us know how you've adapted, or whether this just sounds like a first world problem that you wish you'd have. We'd love to hear in the comment section. Otherwise, smash that like button and definitely subscribe to my channel if you're new to my channel. You can find Dan on Instagram, Dan Warren Vegan, and so he's usually posting on there as well. Dan's going to shortly be closing on another student rental property, so hopefully you can follow him along on Instagram and you'll see kind of sneak peeks of what's going on there.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I hadn't discussed it with him, so I'm just kind of twisting his arm live here on camera, but
that's right.
Awesome. So otherwise, guys, until next time, remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money in this world for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point? Thanks, guys. Bye.
Cool.
Sweet. So, that was a pretty sweet video, right? Did you guys enjoy that? I personally got a lot of value from it, and I was the one that made it. So, I'm really hoping you guys got value from it. If you did, please share this video on social media. Understand that sharing is caring. It's the only way I get new subscribers. And at one point in time, you were a new subscriber. If someone had not shared my shit on social media, you probably we wouldn't have this relationship right here, guys. So, please spread the love, spread my channel, spread my message. It would mean a lot to me. Otherwise, until next time, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, check out the other videos YouTube wants you to check out, and remember, making money is a team sport. There's more than enough money in this world for us to all make it, but if you're not saving it, I mean, like, what's the point, guys? Thanks, bye!